Okay, so it looks like we're having a bit of confusion on assignment 6, trying to figure out the interest expense for the items that do not have an expense for each month. I've gone ahead and I've completed just a few of these that do have expenses each month. Advertising, you can see the formula up here. We're getting it just from the other expense budget worksheet, and we're just referencing it. Same thing for depreciation plan, same thing for the computers, the buildings, software. The first one that we want to look at that has the expense that isn't due every month is the interest expense for the building. So I recommended two different ways that you could do this. So the easiest way, the quickest way maybe, is you would go to the interest expense plan. Okay, and then this is what your file looks like when you get the assignment. You look here, you see the building has a loan of $1,200,000 at 7%, 30 years. Well, we notice there's only 6 payments per year, and this is where I think the confusion may be coming in. So these payments, they're due. We have it. It tells you here, payments are due in February, April, June, August, October, and December. So every other month. Okay, so if we tried to do our budget summary like we've done the other expenses that have payments every month, we come over here, enter this. That doesn't really work. Let's make this an absolute reference. Okay, well, if you go back to the instructions, you'll see that there's no payment in January. We just need February, April, June, so on. So for January, you see this is January, column B, and the interest expense for the building is simply 0. This guy, for February, we do have that interest expense plan. So one option is to do like we just did there. Say equals, go to the reference cell, that, and then just press enter. So now we have that, and then again March 0. It's going to end up being the same formula. So copy that, paste that in here, 0, paste my formula, 0, paste the formula, 0, paste the formula, so on. So that's one way of doing it. The alternative suggestion that I sent to you guys in the how do I do this section, I suggested creating a second table, and I'll show you how I created that table here. So I want to have each of these assets. So I'm just going to copy these. I'll paste these guys in here. For expedience sake, you're going to see some stuff that I'm just going to copy and paste in here. Okay, so I set up a column for each month, and then January for each of my items is just going to be 0. For February, what we'll do is we'll just say equals, we'll do a round function, and we'll say G3, round that to 0 decimal places. We've got that. Then I can just copy this down, Let's make this a absolute again. Now we'll copy this across. Take out the months that shouldn't be in there. I'm just copying the same formula. It's going to calculate these expenses for me. Or it's really not even calculating, it's just referencing the item for me. And then these are just going to, all these months that don't have payments, these guys will just stay at 0. Put this all in a, I'm just going to change the format of this to the accounting format, and we'll put it at no decimal places because that's what the instructions ask you to do. Okay, so now we've created the second table, and the borders aren't, like I'd like them if you're actually submitting this, but just for demonstration purposes, this will suffice. Okay, now so let's go back to the budget summary, and so the next item on the budget summary is the computers. So what we can do now is we can say this interest expense for January is still going to equal, go to the interest expense plan, computers right here. Okay, and now we can just drag the same formula across each row, and it will give us our values. So you see each value, January is correct, and then February is correct, so on. So if we look over here, the interest expense plan, the amount is going to be the $7,116 regardless. The suggestion I was just giving you guys is you can create the second table and do it this way so that your formula is consistent across the entire row, or you can do it the way that we did right here for the building. And so the items that have these type of expenses are in rows 19, 20, 21, and 22. So hopefully that's cleared everything up. If not, feel free to email me and we'll keep going over it. Thanks.